la la. Leonie Dawson Reviews is to be categorized as a podcast. It is a entrepreneur in car talking shit episode, because that's frankly all you're fucking gonna get out of me at the moment. I just want to be clear with you. This is all I got. And I'm only doing this because I've done like a few podcast interviews lately, and people say, "Oh my god, I love your podcast," and internally I think, "Fuck, well, I haven't even done one in like feels like ages." And then they go on to say, "And you know what my favorite episodes are?" And I'm like, "What?" Because I have no clue. And all of them say, "It's you talking shit in the car." And I'm like, "Fucking really? Okay. The audience wants, the audience gets." Because I'm truth be told, I'm in a little bit of a creative funk at the moment, which is really unlike me. And I might have even said this in the last episode. Really unlike me. But it is what it is. And I'm not sure what it's for. I don't know if I'm supposed to be waiting for the next thing, like of what I'm supposed to be doing, and get like this big download. I don't know if it's just because maybe I've done everything that needs to be made. Sometimes I feel like that. I'm sure that's not the case, but I feel like that currently. Maybe I'm like depleted on some level, and maybe like, I don't know, just living in a pandemic world is kind of fucking exhausting. Even though we've been, where I am, I've been really lucky and not hugely affected. I think in some ways it feels like this energetic heaviness and kind of mass trauma that the whole world has gone through, and that's tricky, it's fucking tricky. Maybe am I like in like some moments I hear this little whisper like, maybe you're just fucking lazy. And I'm like, well, that's not very nice. Also, I don't think I'm very lazy. I talked to one of my dear friends about it, who's a few decades older than me, a couple of decades older than me. A few decades older than me. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I feel like I've made all the things that I need to make. And she's like, see, this is the issue, Leonie. This is the issue with you being like such an overachiever and so fucking prolific and productive. Because me, as a procrastinator, I have never felt that way. There is always so much that I should be fucking doing. But you brought this on yourself, Leonie. You've just been too productive. And that really made me cackle. That really cheered me up. Maybe I do need to procrastinate more. I don't know. And then another part of me goes, well, maybe I'm just supposed to be lifing right now, because life seems to take an awful lot out of me. And both my kids are kind of needing extra parenting stuff at the moment, which is, cool, but also fucking exhausting. And maybe I'm just supposed to be centering my life on that at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I do know that I am lackluster. That's the right word. I am lackluster indeed. And that's okay. So I am off to Pilates because I am a posh bitch now who does private Pilates lessons once a week. I fucking love it so much. And I have like this little schedule that I go to Pilates, and afterwards I have an hour before I have to do school run. Pilates is right next to my favorite bookstore and cafe, so I go hang out at the River Reed for an hour, which is the perfect amount of time, because I have my cup of tea, I have my cake, and I read a bit, I journal a little bit, and then I don't get bored, because I've discovered that more than an hour at the bookstore, I actually get bored. And I know that sounds crazy, but I never thought I would, but I do. And so then I start getting fidgety, and then I go for walks, or I don't know, then I go shopping or something to entertain my little monkey mind. So 1 hour is just peak. It's peak. I talk shit, I read for a bit, I've got my little ritual, and I am such a slave to my rituals that I walk up and they're like, the usual? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like this 3-part thing that I have every time I go there. They're like, we'll just get you the usual. And I'm like, that's right. Because I'm not going to like drink anything different. I'm not going to eat anything different. Why would I? Why would I have the opportunity to destroy my life like that? That'll really ruin my fucking day if I have something that's lackluster. And I know that what I have is fucking delicious. So that's me. Tell me you have autism without telling me you've got autism. So that's my little ritual. I am excited. So there's like 6.5 weeks left of school term and like school year before the kids finish up. They've got a shit ton of work to get through before then, especially my eldest who's in year 5. So that will, I think like that's just going to be me for the next 5 weeks. I've got my birthday coming up. Yeah. I turn 39. Yes. I'm going to commit to 39. And I say like 39, not because I'm concerned about turning 39. I should be like 65 at this point. That's how old I feel. And I'm always excited to get older. I'm like, what's going to happen next? This is exciting. But I just can never remember how old I am. So I have to like work out the math because I usually remember kind of how old my husband is and then have to take 9 from that to get my age. And anyway, I'm having a birthday. Yay! And I haven't done much for the last couple of years. Well, no, I did. I've gone away to a hotel by myself. Very fun. And just read books and journaled because what else would I do? But this time I'm very much craving some social stuff. So, I'm going to my very favorite B&B, which is very eclectic and artsy and super cool. And, 3 of my people are coming with me. We've booked out the B&B and we're just going to have a ladies' night with our kids and just talk shit and go to sleep and wake up and have a lovely breakfast in the morning. It's going to be rad. I'm very excited. So, school, then I have my birthday, which will be rad, and then it'll be Christmas holidays, and we've got 7 weeks off. I'm very excited for that. And for the first fucking time in ever, we've actually booked places to go away to. Oh my fucking God, look at us go. These school holidays. So, we're going to go visit my husband's parents and stay in this old Queenslander cottage, which I just love. For anyone who's been around for a fuck ton of years, I don't know if you remember when Starry was first born and we ended up buying my grandmother's old house, and it's just like a 1-bedroom Queenslander cottage. We bought that and we lived in there when Starry was a baby, and it's just filled with so many memories of my grandmother. And so when I stayed in an old Queenslander cottage last time we visited my parents-in-law, it just felt so nice because it smelled like my gran, and it felt like very ancestral to me because I come from regional Queensland, and these old cottages, 100 years old or more, and I just love them. So that'll be beautiful. And then we also are going on a beach holiday. Who the fuck am I? How the fuck did this happen? And we've got a house with a pool, which would be awesome because one of my kids is still needing to, work on her real just comfort in the water, basically. And here in Australia, like all kids learn to swim pretty much. It's an important part of our culture, and also we live in a near the beach. It's a surfing area. And so it's kind of extra important that our kids are good swimmers. So, it's a fucking process, as all parenting is. But, we will get there. My big daughter, actually, she had a birthday party to go to on the weekend, and I took her, and I was at a surf beach. And she's, like, big, she's, like, less 5 months until she's 12. And, she's definitely like not a baby anymore. And it's so strange because this is the kid that was so attached to her mum, and she would not leave my side. And up until she was 4, she wouldn't even leave like a 1 meter radius of me. You know, like some kids like real adventurous and very comfortable by themselves. She was not. Like if mama was not right next to her, she was screaming. And, you know, she's always been like stayed like that, like very like mama connected and stuff. And now she's so much more confident, and that's beautiful and also completely fucking strange. Like, what a head fuck. What an absolute head fuck that my kid is like, bye. And I'm like, excuse me, could you, not go into the surf unless you tell me, because I need to still watch you and shit, because you still are only 11 and this is a surf beach. And then another mum was there and she's like, oh yeah, do you remember that like somebody died at this beach only a few months ago and they were trying to save their kid? And I was like, okay, my blood pressure is so fucking through the roof. I'm just going to just stare at my child like a creeper now, because, oh my God, the world is big and it's scary, and then I have to like give up my kid to it? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? It's kind of like the whole, I'm starting to glimpse seeing a teenager in my future, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought I had parenting nailed, and I don't have parenting a teen nailed. I feel like a mother of a newborn again. I am like, what in the ever-loving fuck is this? How am I going to get through this? I don't understand. And I've discovered that like I haven't been a mom that has a temper. I really don't lose my temper very often. I don't yell at the kids. Like they've just been very sweet children, and I'm very, very grateful and very lucky. And I've also had the enormous privilege of having my husband at home with us so that we can always tag team out when we are ready to lose our fucking minds. You know what I mean? So it just like being a parent hasn't super pressed my anger buttons. But now that my kid is becoming a tween and is starting to like have some attitude and some thoughts of her own and some behaviors that I am like not a fan of, like my temper is like so high, to the point that, and I don't even get there. I'm just so angry in the inside. I'm just thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And Chris, my husband's just like, you know what? You're actually taking this too personally, Leonie. Like, you need to cool down. I'll take care of this situation until you can cool down. And I'm like, no, I'm going to tell her what I think. And it's just not acceptable. Like, I am just a raging ball of fucking fury. I really am. And I have just not experienced that yet in my parenting journey. And I feel like more is going to come. And therefore, I think I need some more therapy. Because clearly this is triggering some shit in me that needs to be worked through. And of course, like, I do need to, like, you know, we do set boundaries with our kid and stuff like that. But this white hot fury that goes through me is not useful. And also, like, I'll text my best mate about it and be like, oh my God, this is happening. I think I'm just going to, and she'll go, yeah, totally get how you're feeling. Yes, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Hey, maybe just don't say anything right now. Don't talk to your kid about it right now because you're in quite the state. And I'm like, this is the time I need to. She's like, maybe not. Like, maybe Chris is right in this instance, and maybe you could just, I don't know, just have a sleep on it. Maybe just have a think about it and feel less completely infuriated by this before you have those chats. And I was like, fair call. So I'm very grateful that I have in my life a husband and a best mate who totally calls me on my shit and was like, yes, you're very angry right now. Totally get that. And maybe don't do your first inclination, which is like, this is it. We are going to have World War III. Because that's not helpful. That's not useful. And it's absolutely not my ethics, my value as a mum. And it's not what I want to be as a parent either. And it's not like the energy I want to have in our home. So, big fucking stuff all around, guys. Leonie, I feel like, I'm talking in third person, but I feel like Leonie is in a little chrysalis at the moment. And she's just in goo until she becomes whatever is going to happen next. And maybe the thing that's going to happen next is that she's going to be a mum of a teenager. And there's going to be a big old learning curve for Leonie. And so maybe that's what my energy is needed for. When I was talking to my mate who's older than me, who was giving me shit about not procrastinating, she was like, you don't need anything to do for the next 10 years, my love. Like, you've got teenagers to raise. They just take an awful lot of energy. And I think, well, okay, fuck me. And I mean, here's the thing. I really don't think I can last 10 years without making something. I don't. But maybe it is time for me to, like, dedicate even more of my focus to that. And there might be part of you that's going, Leonie, you only work 10 hours a week anyway. Like, how fucking hard can your life be? Yeah, a good question. It's a fucking good question. I don't have an answer to it, except life is hard. And also, I guess it's more about like the actual focus and the where I zone that energy. Oh, even though that I guess it's less about time and more about the focus of what's like, where's that most amount of my attention going? Because I spend a lot of time in my head thinking about what I want to make next. And maybe it's just more time to like just problem solve shit on the family front. I don't know. Or a combination of both. Who knows? All right, my loves. That is about as much shit as I've got for you at the moment. Probably there's more, but I've got Pilates. I've got shit to do. I've got a cafe to go and, just bewilder myself at, maybe. Hope you're all good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being patient with me while I'm in a chrysalis of fucking who knows what. Whenever I do work out what the fuck is going on, of course I'll tell you. But in the meantime, we shall just carry on. We'll love more as much as we can. Create when we can. Oh, I have been painting. I should have told you about that. I've just been painting random shit. But it'll all come together. All right, that's all. Bye.